Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you following along, we moved out to New Mexico, got a 3-car garage now, so we're gonna have a lot more room to play with. Last episode, we went ahead, installed the AC unit in the garage. This episode, we're gonna tackle the floors. So first thing I'm gonna do on the floors is we're gonna clean out the gaps and then fill them in. Now those gaps are all clean, so what we're going to do next is we're going to put a bead down the center, and then we have a backer foam. This backer rod right here. The backer rod's going to go down the middle, take up a lot of the gap space, and then we're going to flow in the self-leveling gap filler after that. All right, looks like this back rod's actually gonna be too big, so we're gonna pull it. All right, since it took me just 2 tubes to fill in that one single gap, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, we'd need about 20 tubes to get all this completely flush. So instead, I'm gonna pack the lower portion of this with sand. That'll reduce how much of the filler we actually need. There it is, we got the control gap, leveling caulk all in there. I went ahead and I took and brushed some sand on the surface of it. That way it's gonna create a nice porous and textured surface for the epoxy to grab onto instead of a glistening smooth surface of just caulk. So tomorrow we'll go ahead and take all this stuff out of here, take and mix up some of the acid edge the entire floor, wash it all out, wait for it to dry, and then probably the next day, we'll go ahead and epoxy the entire thing. See you tomorrow. All right. Today's the next day, and it has skinned over pretty good. If you touch it, it's still a little bit soft, but that's all right. For this next phase, we're rolling everything out of the garage. So I gotta clean all this out, and then we can go ahead and acid edge the floor. So the hard part of the cleanup is done. All we gotta do now is acid etch the entire floor. So for etching Rustoleum in their kits, they provide these acid pouches, 2 of them per kit. I got 4, so it should be plenty for this whole garage. We're gonna mix it up in that container right there, which is our compressed sprayer, and then we're gonna spray the entire floor down. So here we go. And we're gonna do a little test patch so you can see. And you can see how it's got a little bit of it foaming right there. You can even hear it and see it evaporating off. So that's the acid reacting with the cement, the surface of it, and removing the surface is gonna create all the porosity with the sand granules that are inside the cement. So we'll do this to the whole surface, and then we'll give it a rinse out and clean it real good. I'm hoping that this shows through on video, but if you see the gray haze in the water, that's all the cement that got pulled off from the surface with the acid etch. So that's gonna give us a porosity in the top where it would let the epoxy bond down real good. Alright guys, so the floors are dry. We are ready to start applying the coating. So these Rustoleum packs, they come with 2 1-gallon pouches of ready to mix stuff. You're supposed to squeeze them and it pops, and then you're supposed to shake it and then pour it on the floor and go from there. We're gonna do it a little differently. We're gonna cut them open and we're gonna pour them into a bucket and then spread it using and mix it up using one of these paint mixers. So what else does the kit come with? It comes with 2 paint rollers, and it comes with the acid edge that we used earlier. So, and then flake. We're not gonna use a flake. We've already done the acid edge, and we're not gonna use rollers. A couple of things I recommend. Instead of using rollers, we're gonna use this serrated squeegee. So we're gonna roll it across the floor, and as it's going, it creates this notch trowel, and then it will flow out nice and even across the whole thing, real thick, much thicker than you would get by just rolling it on there. I overbought, so we have 4 2.5 guard garage kits for this garage. So one of the other things that I do recommend is spike shoes. That way you can walk through it without leaving footprints everywhere. And these little spikes, yeah, it will tack it into there, but as soon as you lift your foot up, the epoxy will flow back in. Boots that you don't care about, because you will get epoxy on them. And then for our perimeters, we have duct tape. So we're gonna tape our whole perimeter with duct tape, and that way we have a good line that we're not gonna get on our baseboard or anything like that. So we're gonna start with this, tape our entire perimeter, and go from there. floors are all done. We are finished with the majority of it. Next episode, we're gonna tackle the lighting in here. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead, pull the rest of the tape around the perimeter and clean up and then let this cure up a little bit more. Right now, it's just tack-free enough where I can walk on it, but I don't wanna put any tools or hardware down on the floor. Catch you guys next time.